The United States makes the UN work when it wants it to work. And that is exactly the way it should be, because the only question for the United States is what's in our national interest.
My name is John, and the International Criminal Court is now in session. It is September 8th, 2025, and we are once again going to take a look at the situation within Ukraine. So let's start. First of all, we are going to talk about the ongoing offensive in the Dnipropetrovsk direction. The Russians, after seizing control over a series of villages here within the southeastern part of Dnipropetrovsk, are continuing to do just that. Push. They took the village of Koroshi and are on the brink of seizing complete control of the village of Sosnovka. And also, according to a reliable Ukrainian source, the Russians are already in the forest across the Vovcha River and are about to contest for the village of Veliki Komikhalivka. And in addition, Ternove is now being contested as well, even though Syriac does not depict it as such. But I'm sure in future updates he's going to do that. So, yeah, this blue dot that he has right now for the Ukrainians is going to soon turn orange, as in contested, that is. Now, going a little further east, let's talk about the situation in the Pokrovsk direction. The Russians are continuing to push in Pokrovsk. They have advanced upon this neighborhood here, which is just south of this strategic commie block zone, the Shakar-Turitsky district here in the city of Pokrovsk, also known as Krasnaya Amisk. And in addition, the Russians are continuing to try to push in the central part of the city as well. The Russians as well also have retaken this lawn block here, which has also helped them establish control within the city. And in addition, it appears that there are some conflicting reports that the Russians are advancing to in the direction of the city of Mayanograd, which is basically the twin city of Pokrovsk. The Ukrainians, on the other hand, are continuing their counterattack, and it appears that they have indeed retaken the village of Volodomyrivka, and at this moment appear to be trying to clear out the village of Kuchry Vyar from the Russians. However, though, we have no news coming from Belitsky and Rudinsky at this time. In the Turetsk direction, the Russians are continuing to fight for the village of Klibambok, and also the Russians have cut off this road here, so it's now pretty much impossible for Ukrainians who are still in Klibambok to get their guys out. So yeah, they're pretty much caught in another cauldron. Russians are also trying to clear out this pocket here north of Bila Gora, and there is still no confirmation over the capture of Markove and also Novo Markove as well. In the Siversk direction, the Russians have apparently have confirmed to have taken the entirety of Pyrizhny and are advancing quite fast towards the town of Siversk. And in addition, the Russians are continuing their push into the in the direction of the city of Liman. They have advanced quite deep into the village of Zarachny, which is across from Torske, and geolocations provided by Creamy Caprice have suggested that the Russians control pretty much now half of the village of Zarachny. And in addition, Russians have continued to push south of Kolodyazy and have cut the road that goes into the village of Shandry Holove. In the Kupyansk direction, a lot of bad news is coming in for the Ukrainians. In fact, this will be the main part of today's video. So, apparently, after they claimed that things were going better than they really weren't for the Ukrainians, Deep State has once again colored this whole area as a gray zone, but Syriac and many other mappers, however, see northern Kupyansk as fallen to Russia. And also, earlier today, Lost Armor, which is a reliable pro-Russian source, has put this entire area, this is like an industrial zone, I think, within the city of Kupyansk, under Russian control. And if this news were to be confirmed, the Russians will have seized over half of the city of Kupyansk, and it will only seem a matter of time before this entire area is put in a massive pocket that the Ukrainians would not be able to get out of. And as far as I know, it seems like the only strategic road that connects Kupiansk with the rest of this part here on this side of the Oskar River is going to be eventually cut off. And when this happens, the Ukrainians will have nowhere to go, well, on this side of the river, and the Ukrainians that are here will be caught in cauldron too, because, well, let's just face it, these roads here are under FPV drone control via the Russians. And lastly, we'll talk a bit about the Sumy direction. Apparently, Ukrainians are trying to advance into the village of Oleksivka. However, though, the Russians have managed to seize complete control over the village of Yanakovka. This is the first sizable settlement that the Russians have taken within the Sumy region for the first time in 3 years. Literally. No joke. 3 years. And that's it for today's video, everybody. So tell me what you think in the comment section below, what you think of today's news coming out of the front line. And yeah, I'll see you all next time in 3 days from now, and I'll catch you all later. So take care, everybody, and peace out. Bye-bye.